Hi, and welcome back, everybody, to WagerTalk TV. It's Thursday, October 30th. I have two college football free pick winners that go on Friday in the games between North Carolina and Syracuse and Memphis and Rice. So, two teams struggling in North Carolina and Syracuse. What's the best way to go about this, the side or the total? Well, I got those answers and much more. And also in the Memphis and Rice game, will Memphis have a letdown after that huge comeback win against South Florida last week? And will Rice be able to stay inside this number, as the number is 14 right now, with Memphis being the favorite? Again, I have that answer and much more coming up shortly. Just a couple friendly reminders before we get to the picks, my analysis on why I like those picks. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a second to do so. It's absolutely free. Hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. And while you're at it, after you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be alerted upon any of our great content going up on our great channel. Be kind enough to give my video a like, please, as it goes a long way in keeping WagerTalk TV happy with me, because I'm trying to make you happy each and every day. And hopefully I've done so, because, we've had over 60% winners since the NBA Finals on these free pick videos. And also, if you go back to when I started 15 or 16 months ago, that record is right around 60%. So just hit that like button. I don't want to star on my forehead. Hit that like button. It goes a long way in showing your appreciation for the time, work, and effort I put in. Lastly, let us know who you like in college football Week 10 action on Saturday, and let me know if you agree or disagree with my picks today. So it's okay to disagree. Just keep it respectful. Don't be demeaning. Don't be vulgar, folks. I know one of you guys commented we don't need to be lectured. We're not children. We're adults. And sorry about that. I don't mean any offense to that, but anybody who's been following these videos and any kind of forum type of discussion when it comes to sports betting knows what I mean. There's always a couple people who get in and are just looking for a fight or looking for attention by saying something absurd. And that's why I say keep it clean, folks. So you've been doing a great job of that, and I appreciate it, folks. And let's keep this a positive community. All right. So North Carolina at Syracuse, two teams that are struggling mightily. North Carolina yet to win a game against an FBS opponent this year. The big hype surrounding North Carolina's hiring of head coach Bill Belichick, a certain NFL Hall of Famer. And then Syracuse, who was coming off a great season with Fran Brown in his first year, now has lost three in a row. And a lot of that centers around the loss of their starting quarterback, Steve Angeli. We'll get to that in a second. But right now, as we speak, Syracuse is a 2.5-point favorite, and the total in this game is 45.5. Syracuse was 3-1 and coming off an upset win against Clemson. However, in that Clemson game in the second half, Steve Angeli, their starting quarterback, was injured. And after 3 weeks of action, he went into that game as the leading passer in the country. And that was a huge loss. In stepped backup quarterback Ricky Collins, a transfer from LSU. And since he's been their starter, the Orange have gone 0-4. And Collins hasn't been very good, folks. 54.5% as far as his pass completion rating, 6 touchdowns against 8 interceptions. Never good when you have more interceptions than touchdown passes. He has rushed for 138 yards in 4 games and 1 touchdown, but that's nothing that really wows you. And during the last 4 games in which Ricky Collins has started, the Orange have committed 10 turnovers, and it's just awfully hard for a team to win games when they're committing turnovers at that rate, and Collins is a major culprit of that. They've also averaged during Collins' 4 starts just 12.4 points per game, and 3 of those 4 games went under the total. No surprise there. North Carolina, I mentioned, are winless against FBS opponents this year. And a lot of that has to do with their anemic offense. Matter of fact, North Carolina is 5-0-1 to the under in their last 6 games. And those 6 contests only had a combined 38.8 points per game scored. Their offense in their last 4 games, meaning North Carolina's offense, 13 points per game and 281.8 yards per game. And they committed 8 turnovers. Similar story to Syracuse in terms of both teams' offenses struggling mightily and both teams' offenses turning the ball over way too much to give themselves an opportunity to win or to sustain drives offensively. The Tar Heels also have played 3-0 to the under in their away games this year, combined 34 points scored per game. And Syracuse has gone 3-0 to the under at home this year against FBS opponents. They did go over in the game against Colgate, but against FBS competition, 3-0 to the under at home. And just a combined 43.7 points per game scored in those contests. And North Carolina's defense has been very respectful, folks. Defensively, they're only allowing 23.9 points per game and 346 yards per contest. So it's not the North Carolina defense that's been the culprit in their winless start against FBS opponents, but it's been their offense that's been absolutely anemic. And again, if Syracuse decides to replace Ricky Collins, there's not much experience behind them, folks. So it's a crapshoot, whoever they put in there. And I'm going to go under the total in this game. North Carolina, Syracuse, under the total of 45.5. Before I get to Memphis and Rice, you can see behind me $49 weekend warrior special that's been going on since the start of the season. A lot of you have taken advantage of that with me, and a lot of you have been rewarded handsomely by doing so. As a matter of fact, since September 11th, my college football and NFL picks, premium picks that is, a combined 38-17. I won my 5% best bet in college football last week, my 5% best bet in the NFL. It was a 5-2 weekend with 2 5% best bet winners, and made over 10 units in net profit. And folks, again, you get all my Saturday college football picks and all my Sunday NFL premium picks. And if I have something on Monday, you'll get that as well. And that includes any 5% best bets that I put out. And you get that all for $49, folks. You can't beat that. If you stop and think that I had 2 5% best bets last week, those were $35 a piece if you just bought those individually. You can get everything on Saturday and Sunday in college football and the NFL, in addition to if I have a Monday night pick as well, all for $49. And the best value on the board, folks, is my 365-day all-inclusive package or all-access plan, whatever term you want to use. That goes for $19.99. That includes all sports premium picks from yours truly. And here's the thing. If you purchase that from me now, all you need to do is hit, or I should say, type in the promo code SAVE500. That's SAVE, S-A-V-E, 500. You'll knock that price down to $14.99. Not only that, folks, you'll also receive a 25% discount for all purchases at the site above and beyond myself, because obviously you're getting me for 365 days. Any other purchase toward any other handicapper, whether it be a daily package, a multi-game daily package, or any kind of all-access plans in any sport or all sports, you get 25% off for the entirety of the 365 days you purchase with me. So great plan, and save $500. And folks, also, if you want to just get the rest of 2025, $580. If you want to make a smaller investment, that'll take you through the rest of October, which is only 2 days, November and December. So all that at wt.buzz/RB. That's my personal link at WagerTalk.com, wt.buzz/RB. By the way, why should you consider that all access plan for 365 days? Since May 13th, folks, I am up 149 units of net profit. at WagerTalk.com and hit over 60% of my plays during that time. All right, so Memphis travels to Rice on Friday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time start. Memphis right now is a 14-point favorite. Memphis, like I alluded to at the top, coming off that huge comeback. They overcame a 14-point deficit in the second half to defeat South Florida 34-31 at home. The Tigers were anywhere between a 3.5 to 5.5 point favorite, 3 to 5.5 point favorite, depending on when you bet on them, because early in the week it was uncertainty with the Memphis starting quarterback situation. Once it was clarified that he was the starter, that line came down to 3 and 3.5. And they not only covered that, but they won the game outright. So that was a huge win for Memphis because it kept them alive in the American Conference in terms of their title hopes, and also kept them alive as a possible college football playoff participant as far as the Group of Five representative. And got to give them a lot of credit because the week before, as a 24-point favorite, they were upset at UAB and dominated in that game statistically. So good comeback there from Memphis in that regard. The problem here is I see it, is this a flat spot for Memphis against a Rice team that's just 4-4? Also, Memphis still has Tulane and Navy on their schedule left to play, and both Tulane and Navy have not suffered a loss in conference action. So maybe they win the game, but is it a flat enough spot for them not to cover the 14 points? I think it's a distinct possibility. Rice, on the other hand, has rushed for 190 yards or more in 6 of 8 games and committed only 2 turnovers in the first 8 games. Since 2023, the Rice Owls are 7-1 against the spread as a home underdog, and that includes winning 5 of those 8 games straight up. And 5-0 against the spread and 3-2 straight up during that time if they're coming off a win, which they are coming off a win last week. So I'm going to go with Rice here. I just think Memphis may start this game slow, and it's going to be a tough task just to win this game for the Memphis Tigers. And I think Rice could take their best defense in this game might be a ball control offense because they've ran the ball awfully well all year long. In Memphis, over their last 2 games, they gave up 219 yards on the ground against UAB. And last week, even though they won that game against USF, they allowed 295 yards rushing. So I'm going to take Rice plus 14 against Memphis. And I'm also going to go with North Carolina and Syracuse under 45.5 as my 2 college football free picks for Friday, the 31st of October. Until the next time, for Ross the Boss Benjamin and Wager Talk TV, take care and God bless, folks.